everyone, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here, and of course, I hope you already have an amazing day so far. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Yani, and I'm doing this all about Christmas channel. Of course, I will keep it short. On this channel, you will find lots and lots of seasonal DIYs and daily decor DIYs. If you like this content, of course, I hope you click the red subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more DIYs, come on over to my description box. There you find all the links for our other DIY channels I also do together with Diane, so go check it out. And for now, I hope you get out your tumbler towel blocks too. And of course, if you only want to watch, have fun watching, everyone. For this DIY, we need, of course, our tumbler towel blocks. And of course, you can use any brand you like. Buy them as cheap as you can. We need a piece of nautical rope. This is a little bit of the thicker rope. Of course, you can also use if you have laying around the smaller ones, but then do them a couple of times. So then he will be a little bit thicker and turn them around. And I need my wood glue because for this DIY we need the wood glue because he is more sturdy than our glue gun. And of course we also need our glue gun, but you see already I have it not on my table. He is sitting behind me. So imagine here a glue gun with some glue sticks over here. So this is what we need for our easy seasonal making banner. Very first thing what we're going to do, that's why I already have my wood glue over here. We are going to make 6 pieces to start for our banner. So that will be the part where our rope is going through. I show you that in a moment. That's a little bit better than I explain it to you most of the time. That's why I want to have this drying already. So like this, we are going to glue them together. And of course, this is a little bit wobbling because it still needs to dry in. And now I can use very easily the blocks with the brand on top of it because I'm gluing it inside. So that doesn't matter. Now I can glue it inside. And I even don't have to throw away the little blocks. Like this again. It's a little bit of a task to get them straight, but just take your time for it. I have to look on this side some glue over here, and I need some glue on the side like this. And in a moment I showed you a little bit better, but we made this part already a couple of times. This is very easy blocks to have, and you can make a lot of things with it. But with the wood glue, it's always a little bit harder to glue than you do it with your glue gun. But like I said, it's more steady. So I make 6 of them, and then I show you exactly how they are looking like. But I think you already can see how they're looking like. But they still need to dry, so I make 6 of them. All 6 of our pieces are ready, and later we are going to make a tag under it for our banner. But I especially did it with some wood glue because I want to make sure that you see already how it's turning out. The nautical rope I have is a little bit thick, and I want to have it that it was sturdy enough to go through the little hole. It will be a task. We are going to have the chance that he breaks open, but we will see how this will turn out. It's always a little bit of chaos over here. Here in the Netherlands, you call it rope, and we in the Netherlands call it touw. So Touw, so touw. Very easy word, rope or touw. So we call it in the Netherlands here. So I'm going to let it dry, and we are going further with our piece of tag. We are now going to make our banner, and I'm going to glue 4 pieces together. This is 1, and this will be number 3 on this one. And try to get them as straight as you can and as flat as you can, because sometimes, and you see already, I have already a block which I'm taking it off because he is already very much smaller than the other one I have. So I have to be careful which one I will glue on top of here, because or else we get a lot of size difference. And you see now we have very easy, just 4-piece. We are going to make a 3-piece. And this is so very simple and easy and fast to make. So I hope you give this one also a try. And make it for, you don't even have to use it for your mantle, because I don't have a mantle either. I only have a fireplace, but at least a herd, if I call it right. Here in the Netherlands we call it a kachel. A kachel is something here in the Netherlands which is heated, so that calls kachel. You see already, I'm already so much talking that I already did gluing 4 of them, so I'm going to go further with again with one of 3. Now we already have the next part for the other one. This is 1 and 2, and now we get number 3. Now I must go on, or else I can't show you. And so you learn also a little Dutch every DIY I make. At least a lot of you like to learn words from our country. And like I always say, it also gives me my English is going to get better. And a lot of you say already it doesn't matter how I speak English, because they think it's okay. I'm going to glue this in the middle like this, under the one of 4, this way. And now you get already a nice idea how he will turn out. And I'm not going to make him very big. Of course you can go also with even 2 on this side. I also made a Christmas banner on my other channel. No, on this channel I made a Christmas, and there you are again. You just fell over on my flat on my table. So this is what I was telling you on this channel. I made also for the Christmas season a banner, and I did it a little bit longer, and I did a half piece also under here. So, and even if you turn it over, it's also a Christmas tree. So you have 2 ways in the one. But I'm going to keep it for this one. I'm keep it a little bit shorter, and I'm going to do this one not this way, but I'm going to glue it like this. So I want to keep this one a little bit more neutral and more simple, like this. Just squeeze it and press it down. And now we already have our first piece of our banner. Of course we are going to decorate it completely, but I will make 6 of this one. Here we have all our pieces of our banner. I'm going to lay this one apart. I'm going to do this one, I think, in furniture wax. And this part, the tops, which will be later with some rope, of course, inside, I will make them with the school board black color. But of course, choose any color which is fitting for your decor. I'm just using always a little bit black and the rustic brown color, antique wax color, because you can see it better, and I love the rustic look. So, but that's just my preference, so you can do anything you like. And like you see, I'm using a brush. Here in the Netherlands we call it an kwast, also very easy, kwast. So, and you call it a brush. It's a little bit like the same same sound. Yeah, I see it right. The same sound. So I will color this one or all of them in the black color. Now I'm going to make my pieces in some furniture wax, and I use always a very cheap brand furniture wax or antique wax, just how you call it. Bee wax is also called here. So I'm going to give it a nice rustic look on both of the sides. So I will finish this off, and then we're going to put it together. The pieces are painted and in some furniture wax, but before we're going to glue this on the end and do the rope in it, we are going to get 6 of these rounds, And this is our wooden round, but you can also take a piece of cardboard, just make a little round of it 6 times for on top of here, because I'm going to give this a little bit of a distressing with the white chalk paint. And then I'm going to do some letters and a little bit of greenery on top of here. And then our banner almost is finished. The stressing of a piece of wood of a cardboard is so easy. You just take a little piece of chalk paint, just dab it off on your kitchen towel like this. At least it is a paper kitchen towel. Of course, if you have an old towel, it's also fine too. Just go over it a couple of times until you got the white you want. And I'm going for a little bit wider like this. And I'm going to do all 6 of them. I made mine already, like I said, with some white chalk paint, but now I took a little bit of the black schoolboard paint, dab it off, and just go around the sides like this to give it a nice old finished look like this. And you can distress it as much as you like. I'm just going over for mine for the sides, and I'm just going around, and this is just as easy with a piece of cardboard. So if you have cardboard laying around, don't make expense of cost for to buy something from wood, because this is just as good as you use the wood rounds. And like this, there's no rhyme or reason how you must do it or the way you do it. Just do whatever you think is right. And you see, I have already mine finished. I will do the rest. Now we are going to place glue our rounds on top of here, and I'm going to do that with some wood glue. So very easy. Just do some wood glue on the back side of your round. It doesn't have to be as much, but just enough to let it glue. And I try to keep it inside of the lines like this, and just lay it over here and let it dry. I showed you a little bit closer. You see already he is inside the blocks, and I like that. And then you will see later this one will also be on top of here, and then everything will fall together. You see already this one is dried up right now. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a piece of my boxwood garland, and I'm going to take 4 pieces out like this one, and I'm gluing 2 and 2 together like a package, and that we are going to glue over here, and then finish it off with the tops of the boxwood. But you can use any greenery you like. I just love this piece of greenery like this. And you see I already made one for you, and this is 2 on this side, 2 on this side, and just glue them together with your fingers and just place it over here, and just make sure that you have it on the place you want to have it, because we still need to place a letter over here. And I'm going to do the word summer for my banner, but you can do you can even use spring, you can use Easter, you can use anything you like. And you also can, I do a round, but you also can do an Easter egg if you do it from cardboard. So enough ideas to do. And I'm going to place this one on my wooden board. Keep it in place for a little moment, like this, until it is dried up. And then we're going to work it with some boxwood greenery with the tops only. So you see, we did our greenery on here, and it looks a little bit strange right now, but it will come, everything will come okay. I'm going to take a little piece of lavender, just 2 pieces. I'm just ripping it apart. I'm doing some glue in here, and I'm doing some glue to this side. And I'm going to place them against each other like this, and just squeeze them in. Just keep them in place. Be sure, don't burn yourself, because I don't feel nothing on my fingers. So, but you probably will, so don't burn yourself. Be careful. And now I already have the lavender on top of here. Now I have 2 pieces of a little bit of the springery greenery, just little pieces. I just did cut it off, and I'm already, you see already, I'm under the glue. I'm doing some glue in the middle, like here, and I'm just going to again lay them against each other, and so we go from bigger to small, and again keep them in place for a couple of seconds until your glue is dried up, and I squeeze it down. And what we need to do now, we are going to make our black block on top of here before we're going to do the white baby breasts. I'm going to do, you see, I'm going to the two middle blocks, I'm doing some glue on like this, and I do enough, and I'm going to place from this glue, I'm going to place it in the middle of our block the same way. So I'm going to lay them over here and place it in the middle. Keep it in place for a couple of seconds until it is dried up, like this. And you see already, now the top is already on your piece of your banner. The only thing what we still need to do is, of course, some white baby breasts. I have little pieces of this, just very little, and I'm going to do some glue at the end, and I'm going to place it one on the top, like here. Just squeeze it inside until the glue is dried up, and if you need a little piece more, just go ahead, do some a little bit more. I'm going to do one under this, and I squeeze it under the rest of my greenery. Just squeeze it in and keep it in place again until your glue is dried up. And I'm going to give it a little more, and I have here a little piece with a little flower, and I'm going to squeeze this one also inside of here and lay it over the other, like this. And now you already have your own little display, and so you can change it up anything of any way you like. I just going to do it this way, but you can choose any greenery or flowers or something else. Just go ahead. Now we still need to do the letter, and I have the letter R, the R. At least in the Nether we call it the letter R, the R from summer at the end. So I'm going to place it over here, do some glue on here and around, and I'm going to place a little bit low, not too high, and you can see it, you can easily get it in, and you do it in the middle of this block. So be sure you can use it as a guideline for your letters, and you can use sticker letters. These are just wooden letters, but you can use, if you have a great hand of writing, you can write it down, and this is how they turned out. And I will do the rest of them, and then the only thing we need to do is a piece of rope doing in the sides over here, and then our banner is finished. We have all parts of our banner finished, and I think they turned out very nice. But of course, change them up, like I can not say enough, because you are just the one who decides what you are going to decorate it with and how you're going to decorate it. We just only need to do, you see here, some wires of our glue. So make sure that you take a brush which is dry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just have a fork in my... Here in the Netherlands we say een kikker in de keel, maar... So I'm sorry. Just make sure with a brush which is dry, go over it and just remove the glue wires. I hope I have everything done also. But you saw already I did forget one piece. You see here, he is hanging over here. And what we're going to do now, I'm going to take my rope and I'm going to try to squeeze it inside. But you always are very curious if this will work or not. We will see, and this will be a little task to squeeze it in. And of course I have to turn it together with the side which is my rope is going for. So I have to go this way. I will finish this and then you will see the banner and the feel. And here you see a quick impression of our banner and how he turned out. And like I said, you can change him for any season. I did the summer season, but you also can do the Christmas season. Just change up the greenery and the letters and you already have a nice new banner for the Christmas season. I had so much fun making this DIY and of course I hope you give this one a try. For this DIY, we need a couple of things. Of course, our blocks. We are going to use a fork, a knife and a spoon. And of course, this is just from wood and it is much smaller than your normal knife and fork and spoon. We need a brush, some white chalk paint, some furniture wax, but of course you can do it at your choice. My glue gun, my glue sticks and some wood glue. And these are the main pieces we need. For the frame of our sign, we are going to use first 9. Of course, if my glue gun is working with, with me, we are going to make 9 blocks on each other and on the sides. Just do a little bit of glue on the side. And I use some glue for my glue gun, but of course you can use also glue for wood glue. That is always a little bit more sturdy than I use my glue gun, but this is going faster because I wanted to show you also how it's made. So that's why I use a lot of glue for my glue gun, but of course I use more and more my wood glue because the pieces are staying much better in each other with some wood glue. I already have 6 of them. Now we have 7 and like this, and we are going for number 8. And again, you just make a simple row and number 9. Whoa, you saw me already. Whoa. And this is number 9. And we are going to make, I showed you, just simple blocks of 9. And these are a little bit of the bigger blocks, but you also have the smaller blocks. I have them all. Of course, also, all. Of course, I have them also, but I'm using the bigger one. But of course, you can also use the smaller one. But then you have to be careful that your knife, spoon, and your fork is fitting in between. I'm going to make a second one of this one. Did you see me already make the mistake almost? I almost did go for 9 blocks, but for 8 blocks, and it is 9 blocks, of course. I'm going to do some glue on the side like this, and we are going to glue this one also together like this. Squeeze it and press it down and keep it in place for a little moment and remove your glue because later you are much happier when you are going to paint it. You see, now we already have the underside of our sign. We are going to make the frame. The frame is very easy. I made it a couple of DIYs before this one. I also made some signs with some lemons. So if you want to see that, just go check out the playlist and you'll find a lot of DIYs with also our signs. So we are making 2 of 2. And this is already a 1. And we are going to make a second one just like this. Squeeze it. And this is already number 2. And now we are going to make 2 of 3. Also very easy. You can do this, maybe this is just also a nice DIY. You can do with some children or with your grandchildren, of course. It doesn't matter. But this one is so easy to make. And the last one on here. And this is already number 3. Now we need 1 for this one. And then we already have the top of our frame finished. And we are going to build it together. Of course, I have to get it off my table. And that's most of the time always a task to get it off. We are going to do one over here, and I'm going to make this so we lay the one with 3 over here. And you see already, I just wanted to show you also the difference in blocks. This one is much smaller, and you see already also on the sides, look, that's the same package, and you still have to deal with the sizes, but don't worry, everyone have the same problem. And like this, and now we're going to make the third one over here, and again some glue, and we're going to place this one against this one, so not over here, but just like this. And now if we are everything is correctly, and of course when I get it off my table, we do some glue on this top and a little on the end of this side of this one, and then if everything is okay, he will be fitting inside of our frame like this. And we have to work with it a little and squeeze it and press it down and keep it a couple of seconds just on this place, because glue from your glue gun is drying always very fast. So you see, now you have your frame. But I will be honest, if I will let this fall on my table, it's always most of the time is breaking. So if you are keeping it for a longer time, then use some wood glue, but it needs to dry at least a couple of hours if you're correct, and especially with some heater with it, then it dries even better. So now we have the back side, we have the top of our frame. So what we're going to do, first we are going to paint it. I am going to use for the back side, I'm going to use some white chalk paint, and I think I make it not totally white, because you see already if I give it one coat, even the wood is coming through, and I really like that. And I'm going to go for this one, probably black or furniture wax, we will see. But first I'm going to paint this one. So this one is drying, and now I'm going to take my furniture wax. And like I always say, a lot of you already who are here already for a long time know I use just a simple brand. You can stain it, but if you like it, you can also give it a nice color of paint. So I'm going to do the furniture wax, and I'm going to do the side, the top and the inside, but not the back side, because we are going to glue this on top of here, so we don't need to do that. So I will finish this off. I have my white backside, I have my frame for on top. The only thing what I don't need, and I thought I would leave it in the color that it is just a wood color, but I think I'm going to go for the black schoolboard paint. So I'm going to give my knife and my fork and spoon just a simple color with the black. But like I said, you don't have to do it, you can also leave it in the wood tone. So I will do this one. My fork, knife and spoon are drying. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to glue my frame on top of here, and I'm going to place this one upside down like this, and I'm going to get my wood glue, and I'm going to go only on the ending of our back side like this. Very easy, just make a line around it. It's very easy to do. And we're going to go this way, but I think you already know how to glue your frame on top of your back side, and of course use any glue you like. Now I'm going to get this, and I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to place it exactly in the middle. I have to stand up for it, and I think I have it almost in the middle. And I'm going to place, you can of course also again turn it over and look for it if it is in the middle or not. And I'm going to place a heavy can, or it is a paint can for on top of here. So I make sure that it sticks right and it dries at least for a 1.5 hour. Our frame is dried up. What we're going to do now, I'm going to place my knife, spoon and fork, and I'm going to start with the fork, but I'm going to start it upside down. So I lay this one in the middle, so I do a little of glue on this side and on the underside over here, and I'm going to place it exactly in the middle like this. This is already one. Now I'm going for the knife, and I'm going to do on the back side, and I think it doesn't, maybe I can do a little over here, but I don't think he will reach that line. So again, place it over here. And now we only need to do the spoon over here and on the back side of the spoon, and again on the same line like you have your knife. We are going to place this one, and you also can use, I used wood pieces, but you also can use from children toys and just paint it, and it really looks like the same. So this is already the first. I'm going to think about it, how I will decorate it. You see that in a moment. I place you a little bit closer, but what I'm going to do right now is just a try. I don't really know how it will turn out. I did it also with a banner, but we will see how, how this will look like on a frame. I'm going to try, and I will let's surprise myself how it will turn out. So I'm going to lay one of my boxwood pieces on here, and I just used a simple garland. I always use a garland and just rip it apart, and this is one, and I'm just going to do a little glue next to it, and I'm going to lay the other one also in here and keep it in place for a couple of seconds until it is dried up. I show it to you in a moment, and I always love to show you how easy it is just to make from a little couple of greenery your own little display, because you don't need to be a professional just to do simple little things. Dutch and English, oh my. I'm going to take a piece of my lavender, and I'm going to cut off the tops, one from this one and one from this one, just this way, and I'm going to lay it in between. Just do some glue over here and just lay your lavender inside, one on this side, and we are going to go for the other one on this side. And of course I have to squeeze it in like this and keep it in place for a couple, and remove the lime wires. You see already I have some glue wires over here. Here in the Netherlands we call it lijm resten, but keep it in place like this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little piece of the baby bread and I'm going to cut it off. One and another one. I have to look for the same one like this. And I'm going to place one this side and one on this side. Again, just do some glue on the end and just lay it over here, just in between. And we're going to do the other way again, and just lay it over here and just wait until it is dried up. And then we will finish it off with an end piece of boxwood, but a little smaller one. So this is a little bit of a longer one, but I'm going to cut out most of the time 4 leaves, or like this 5. So I'm going to try if I have, if this one is not too long. I have to look for, I think I'm going for a little smaller. So you only need a little piece, and I'm just going to do some glue on the end, and I'm just sticking it in like this to make an ending of your little display. And you see, now you already have so easy, just a very easy ending of your display. You can do it on one side, you can do it on this side, you can do it on this side or this, or maybe all four of them, but that's just your choice. I will do the other corner. So I did only these two corners, but like I said earlier, you can do anything you like. Maybe you can do something in the middle, or maybe on the fork is also maybe an idea. I am thinking about it right now. Maybe I should have done that also before, not at the corners, but maybe also here. You can do some greenery over here and some lavender and just some white on each side. So you can do anything you like. Right now you see a quick impression. And you see a quick impression of our Tumbling Tower Block kitchen sign, and I am so happy how it turned out. This is one of the easiest signs to make, so if you think you're not great in DIY, just go ahead and try this one. You won't be sorry, you will have a lot of fun. In the middle you see I did a little tag from cardboard with some enjoy on top of it, some distressing with some pencil, and a little piece of greenery, because I think he is now a little bit more finished. So I hope you give this one also a try. And before we go further to our next DIY, I have to tell you that this video is also part of a beautiful get-together which is called Sweet Summertime. This get-together is hosted by the beautiful Brenda from Rustic Lace and DIY. Her co-hosts are of course Amanda from Six Kids and a Glue Gun, and of course the beautiful Shantell from Crafty Hints. I will place a link down below in my description box for all the ladies their channel, so go check it out. You will have a lot of fun. And of course I will also place there a link with a playlist with tons and tons of beautiful summertime inspiration for you to find, so go check it out. So, and now we are going further to our next DIY. For this DIY we need our blocks, we need our glue gun, some wood glue, some glue sticks, and a piece of cardboard, and of course some greenery at your choice. What we're going to try to make, we are going to make a little bit of course also like a wall hanger, but you also can use it as a sign, but I make it as a wall hanger. We are going to start to make the back side, and the back side is very easy. The only thing what is can be a problem is the sizes of our blocks, but that's something we have with every DIY we are making. So we are going to glue 9 blocks together, and you see already this block is already smaller than the other one, but the other way it also gives a little bit of structure to your piece. It is not totally flat, so we are going to work with it because everyone has the same problem. And this one, and squeeze it and press it down, and number 5. And like I said, this one is so easy to make because I love easy DIYs. I'm not a professional, I'm just someone who loves DIYing and has a lot of fun in it, and especially a lot of fun to show it to you. That's why I chose to do these channels, because I always love to show you what I make, and maybe you can pick the good things out of it and leave the bad. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I still need 2, number 8 and 9. And this is the last of this row, and we are going to make 3 rows of this piece of wood. And you see already on the back side I have one with the marks on it, and every packet is one with a mark, so don't throw it away. It's always you can use it at least for something is on the back side or somewhere else. You also can use it, and I always say never throw anything away. I'm going to do the other 2. You see, I have all my 9 pieces, 3 of them, and we are going to look for which way we can glue the best. I think like this is the best, or maybe I can turn it one time to look. I Yeah, I think this one looks the greatest. Of course, we will turn it turn it over at the end, but for gluing, this one is great. So I'm going to take my wood glue and I'm going to give this already a layer of glue because then it can dry. In the meantime, I'm doing the tops. So I'm going to do some glue over here and I'm going to do some glue on this side. And again, lay it down and squeeze them together like this. And we are going to get our paint cans and we are going to give some pressure on top of it so it dries a little bit faster. I'm going to make the top and the bottom. For the top and the bottom are the same. So what we're going to do, we are going to glue 2 blocks on top of each other like this. Squeeze it and press it down. We are going to do a second one. And again, place them on top of each other, press them and squeeze them. And this one. And do one on top, squeeze them, press them. And now we have 3 of them. And we are going to glue all 3 of them together like this. And the other one, of course, he will be over here. And squeeze it and press it down and make a straight line like this. This is already the top. And now we're going to make the bottom in the same size. The back side is also dried up and I'm going to turn it over to the right side. Of course, later on we are going to glue this on top of here and he will be this way, of course. No, he will not. He will be this. He will be this. But it doesn't matter because it is a square. So, I'm sorry, I'm just seeing that, that I made a square. But at the end, it doesn't matter if you do it this way, you can do it anyway, and you even can do 4 of them, so you can make a total one, but this will be the same. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take my cardboard and I'm going to measure out the size of this back side and I'm going to make my lines over it. So I'm just going to lay it over here and just make my lines. And then I'm going to cut it out, but I'm going to cut it out a little bit smaller than the lines are. I'll show it you in a moment. Like this, just do a couple of the lines. You also can do it with an more like a pencil. So I'm going to cut, you see, this is already our square. I hope you can see it. I will cut this one out. So you see, I did cut it out. This is exactly the same size our background is, but I'm going to do a little piece over here of and a little over here. So make a little bit little smaller square. I made, like I said, the size a little bit smaller. So I'm going to take this piece of cardboard and I'm going to take it to my computer because I'm going to make a little sign for in between. So you see in a moment which sign I made, and of course you can find it also in the free printable if you want to use it. I'd be glad to give it to you, so I hope you will take it and make one for yourself. And here you see how my print turned out and I'm really happy with how he's looking, especially I like the farmhouse style. So I'm going to cut it print out and then I'm going to Mod Podge it on top of our cardboard. And of course this time I do this side because later on I will distress the side of the cardboard. Now my print is cut out. I'm going to take my Mod Podge and I'm going to Mod Podge the cardboard, and I do this time the whole cardboard. It's easier than that I do it only the picture. So I just do some Mod Podge on top of here and I'm going to blend it out. And of course everyone, like I always say, does his Mod Podging his own way. I tried so many ways and nothing is really working the best. So I'm always think it's maybe a little bit of luck how he is drying up. So that's why I do it just the way I think for the pieces I make. the way I want to do it, but there's no rhyme or reason. Just do it whatever you think is right. So, and I'm going to go and place my print in the middle. I think I'm going to go for this side, and I'm going to try to get it in the middle. And I try not to get Mod Podge on my print. And I work my way from the inside to the outside. And going around the lines over here, and I let this dry for a couple of minutes. My print is almost dried up. What I'm going to do, I'm going to distress the sides. I'm going to take a little bit of my schoolboard paint and just dab it off the most of the paint, and I'm only going a little bit around the sides, so just like this, to make it look like a little bit more old piece and not like a piece of cardboard. So just do as many as much as less as you want, because this is just a privilege you have. The one likes a little bit more distress, another one a little bit less. So I will finish all the round, and then we're going to glue it on top of the back side. I took my back side and I have here my print, and I'm going to Mod Podge this on top of here, and I just do it with some Mod Podge, but of course you can use some glue. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to do some Mod Podge over here and just lay it over here. Also, the print is dried up, and on top of here, before I can wax everything, I'm going to do some wood glue, and I'm going to glue this part and this part on here and let it dry also. And then we do the almost last step is stop. In Netherlands it is stop, but of course in English it is the next step. But of course I'm do that, then I will do some furniture wax, and then we are going to get our rope. My frame is dried up. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to take some furniture wax and I'm going around the edges which are still blank from the wood. So I'm going to do this and of course also the back side, and then we are going to do the rope. I have everything in the furniture wax. What I'm going to do, I can't leave it before I go to do my rope. I am just someone who loves greenery, so I'm going to use a couple of the picks of my boxwood reed. You see already, I did already cut it in a little pieces, and I always get some pieces off of this, and then you have a lot of greenery for almost nothing. So I'm going to cut off the ending of our boxwood, and I take 4 of them, and this is number 3 and number 4, and I'm going to glue them 2 on this side and 2 on the other side. And of course I use 2 pieces of my lavender, and of course a couple of my baby bread, and then I already have a nice little display. So I'm just going to lay some glue in the middle. I'm just going to glue it over here, place some greenery in here like this, and I'm going to do the other one, also just the ending, and just squeeze them in the glue and just keep them in place for a little moment until the glue is dried up and your pieces are not able to go anywhere. You see, now we already have the first start. I'm going to take a little piece of my lavender, just no, I think maybe like this, and also from the other one, and I'm going to do some glue on here, and I'm going to lay my lavender in here and just squeeze it down and wait until the glue is dried up. And then we're going to do the other side. And again, lay your lavender inside, squeeze it and press it down until it is dried. And now I'm going to take my white baby bread. And I am already under the glue, but we work that away. You see already, it's always one big chaos with me. So I'm going to do some baby bread on this side, just squeeze and tuck it in. And you can do it anywhere you like. And I'm going to do one on this side. And just lay it over there. And just wait a couple of seconds. And then I'm going to take a little piece of greenery, I think this one. And I'm just going to cut off, I think 4 of the ending. And then you're keeping only this part. And I'm going to do some glue and squeeze it in. Keep it in place for a little moment. And then we get another one. Of course, I have to look if I have another one over here. And again, cut it off and just do some glue and just squeeze it in the open space. So you work the place where you did all your glue, you work it away with some endings of your boxwood. So this is how he's looking like right now, and I am really happy with it. So now I'm going to take a piece of rope and I'm going to glue it on this side and on this side. And you see already, if I turn it around, you see already the mistake I made. You see, I did totally forgot the top, so I have to do that also with some furniture wax. And shall I tell you a little secret? I was wiping with my kitchen towel the most of the wax away, and I was really wiping here, but there was nothing here. So how dumb can you sometimes do your DIY? So I will do some rope, and then you see the quick ending. And here you see a quick impression of our tumbler tile blocks wall hanger, and I'm so happy how this one turned out. I love the cow inspiration, so I hope you enjoy this too. If you want to make this one also, go ahead to my description box. There you find the link for free printables. You will find lots and lots of prints over there, so go check it out. For now, this was it already for today's inspiration. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the subscribe button and join me in this adventure. And of course, if you want to see more DIYs, come on over to my description box. There you find all the links for our DIY channel. Of course, also Deco Easy with Diane, so go check it out. For now, I wish you all an amazing day and I hope to see you on Wednesday.